Hi, today we are going to see one more topic from Informatica, that is slow changing dimension type 2. Before going into that SCD2, you should have some knowledge on slow changing dimension. Already we have seen about the slow changing dimension. The dimensions that change slowly over the time are called slow changing dimensions. For example, the product price and marital status. These things won't change all of a sudden. It will take some months or years to change. So that is why it is called a slow changing dimension. And there are three types of slow changing dimensions we are using practically. First one is type 1 and second one is type 2, another one is type 3. So far we have seen slow changing dimension type 1, that is we won't maintain the history in our database. That means the new things will override the old records. Whenever the new record comes, it will override the old record. But if you want to maintain the history, full history of both old and current record, we need to go for the SCD type 2. Now we are going to see that SCD type 2. Before going into that map, you should have some prior knowledge in mapping and workflow. That means how to create mapping and how to create workflow and how to set the properties and basic things about the transformation, inputting the data source, etc. If you know these things thoroughly, then you can easily understand the SCD type 2 mapping. Now I am going to explain you about the SCD type 2 by using this map. I have already created this map and I am using the customer table as the source table and the target table is dimension customer. Okay, that is already I have created in the Oracle. Here it is available. The dimension customer is empty and customer will contain the data. Customer table is containing around 3 records. We are going to see how the things will be handled by using this map. Okay, this is before that in SCD type 2, normally in real-time environment we will be adding 4 more columns in our target table. They are surrogate key column and status flag and start date and end date. Here I have not handled the status flag. End date itself enough, as it is a learning environment. I don't want to complicate the map by adding the too many things. So just simply kept the only 3 columns in the target table, that is start date, end date and the surrogate key. What is the meaning of the surrogate key? Here that cust key is the surrogate key in the target level. Actually is in some situations where the unique identifier, that is the in customer table cust ID is the unique identifier. As we are going to maintain the full history of the customer, that means maintaining the old and new records, it is not possible for us to maintain the cust ID as the unique identifier. As we are maintaining both old and new means some repetitions will be there. In order to overcome this difficulty, we need one more unique identifier called surrogate key, where here the surrogate key is the cust key is nothing but serial numbers. Using that we can easily identify our customers. Okay, now I will start with this source definition. We are having the customer table as the source. I have imported it and I have dragged into the map, and it automatically attaches the source qualifier. Source qualifier, here there is no need to set any properties, nothing but a pass through transformation. And lookup transformation. Lookup transformation, here lookup table is the target table. That is the dim customer. Dim underscore customer is the target table. From the target table we are going to that means in target table we are going to check whether the data is available. If the data is available, we are going to update it. Otherwise, from source data will be inserted into the target. Here the cust key, customer name and cust ID, end date these columns are from the target table, and we are getting the cust ID from the source. And in lookup transformation, the condition is added for lookup table column is cust ID, and this transformation port is in cust ID. That means we are getting the customer ID from the source. Okay, the ports will remain common. Make it show that customer name with a larger precision. That's all. Okay. Now we have to move to the expression transformation. In expression transformation, we added the two ports, and one more port is the for previous customer name. The previous customer means the old customer name. Okay. Change flag and new flag with the integer data type. Here initially we are checking whether the customer key is null. That means if there is no data, then it is the new one, brand new record, and we are going to insert the record. And this one is the changed flag. That means we are checking for not is null of the cust key. This is the main thing we need to concentrate. If the customer is there means available means what we have to do. Here in our example, as I'm not interested in making this one very complicated one, so I have chosen only the customer name where the changes will be identified. We are tracking only the customer name, not all fields. But in real-time environment, there will be around 20 to 30 fields in the table, 20 to 30 columns, and around 5 to 10 columns we will be updating. It all depends on the business requirement. Here, as it's a learning environment, just I have taken only the customer name. We are going to track the changes in the customer name only. After identifying that customer key is available, we have to check, we have to make the comparison between the old customer name, that means the customer name existing available in the target, and the new customer name. If both are same means, then it is 1. If it is not same means, then it is 0. We need to concentrate only on this 0, so we are checking that whether it is changed. If it is changed means it is 0. Then we have to make this flag as true, otherwise it is false. Okay. And for end date, it is better to put one dummy date, because end date we don't know when we are going to close the record. That means we don't know when we are going to update the record. Customer name change will happen once in a blue moon one day. So at that time when the customer name changed, on a particular day we can put the old name with the current date, and the new name with the begin date will be current date, and the end date will we don't know. So that is why we can put some default date instead of keeping it as null. In real-time environment, no record should be kept as null. If it is date, it should be kept as default 1, or some date should put. You should mention some date, or otherwise if this name means you can mention not available. You should not insert null records in the target. So this is the brief explanation of the expression transformation. We are getting the customer name and previous customer name, and we are comparing it that old one or new one is one and the same. If one and the same, there is no need to change it. It is a, if one and the same means there is no need of updating it. If differs means, then it is a changed flag. Then we need to change the customer if customer already exists in the target. Okay. Here I have used the filter transformation. One filter transformation, we are filtering out the new records. So I have used the new flag here in properties. We have to set the new flag here. If you go and click the ports, it's automatically come new flag. Okay. We have to filter out it. Otherwise you can do what you can do is you can add one router transformation where you can combine both the new and changed records, and you can create two groups, a new record for a new flag and changed flag. Like that you can create groups. Here I have used the filter transformation. I filter out all the new records, and here I am using the update strategy transformation to insert it, and here I am using the DD insert property. I think you already know about things. You might have studied all these things in depth in the update strategy transformation, so there is no need to tell again and again. Using the update strategy transformation, we are inserting the record in the dimension customer. This customer key, surrogate key, is generated with the help of the sequence generator. Here we are having one sequence generator for that. Using this we are generating it, and using one expression transformation, okay, and we are assigning the next value to the cust key, and begin date normally will be the current date, that is the sys date, and both will be here getting inserted in the target. Okay, this is the target. Here begin date will come from that expression transformation next to the sequence generator. End date here from the update strategy we are getting it. It's a default one, and customer key is getting generated by using the sequence generator. Okay. For the next thing we are going to about the see the changed record. Same thing, we are having one filter transformation for a changed flag, and using the same update strategy we are going to here what we are going to do is insert only we are going to do. We are not going to do any update. Why means we are going to maintain the old and new record. Okay, again insert will happen. That means here insert the changed record. Now you have to understand the changed record will be inserted, the new record, that is the brand new one. That means for that there won't be any corresponding record available in the target. Here corresponding record available will be corresponding record available in the target, and we are changing it. Okay. We are inserting the changed record, so that both new one and old one will be maintained in the target. Here also we are using only DD insert, not update. Update where will happen? Here only at one place the updation will happen. Okay. Here the second instance, and we are doing the same thing again for cust key. We are getting it from the, and we can easily see backward. Here from the sequence generator only we are generating next val. We are getting next val, and new primary key we are assigning the next val. Same thing. There is no need of using the two sequence generator, then sometimes the value will differ. Here I am using only one sequence generator, and that is getting connected to it here, and the end date we are getting from the here itself. Okay, that is the dummy date. Okay, begin date will be sys date, and this is the way we are inserting the changed record. And the old one should be updated with the new end date. That means the old record should be considered as an expired one, and the current record is considered as a new one. So here one more filter I am using. Again we are only the changed flag only come over here, and the cust key will be here. We have to use that property update, not the insert, because we are updating the old record with the end date. We are going to update for the end date, and the end date is the sys date, as we are doing the insertion updation everything on the same day as it is a learning environment. And here we giving the sys date, and this sys date is getting updated in the end date. So the old record you can see the start date, end date, and for the new record start date and end date will be the dummy date. Okay, this is the brief explanation of the SCD2, and we will see in the workflow how we are going to handle it. I already created the workflow. And make sure this will be data driven trade sources, and better you configure all these things. You yourself can know, make sure that lookup table name is the target one, and here we need to set the connection object. value you have to give. I think everything is okay, and you can start the workflow. Then you can see, select start from customer. 3 records should be there in the dimension customer. Okay, here customer key generator 1, 2 and 3. Now what we are going to do is we are going to do some updations in the customer level. That means customer table. Here the Sivaraman, Govindaraj and Sam. I am just going to update it Sam to Samson. And as we are tracking only the customer name, if you change the address and address city and other fields, it won't be get reflected, because we are not handling the coding. That means we have not done any done programming logic in the expression transformation. We are tracking only for the customer name change. So better just change the customer name, and we will see whether it is getting updated and it's maintaining the old and new one. Here better see that. And so it is succeeded, and one row is getting updated. As we have changed only one row will be getting updated. Now let me will see in the dimension customer. Okay, 1 or 2 Samson. We have added son to it, Sam, so Samson. So custody is 4 on the same address, same begin date, but end date we don't know, because end date will be normally, as it is the new record, the Samson is the brand new record and Sam is the old record, and we are maintaining the old record, the same customer ID, and here the end date is there. That means that record got expired. From today onwards we are not going to use that Sam, the name Sam. Now the name Sam is in history and Samson is the current record. So we are able to see the history at the target level. This is our expectation, and so far what we have done is right. Regarding the workflow, you should have some knowledge about the setting the properties, but make sure that in the property the data driven should be set. Okay, this is for the update strategy transformation, as we are need to set the flag for in DD insert, DD update. So for that we need to set the data driven. Okay, thanks. Bye.